Good morning everyone, my name is Michelle, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It is Tuesday morning the 13th of May and it's a scorcher here in Northern England. I went out at 6 AM today to avoid the heat and it was warm. I don't do well in heat. Anyway, in this video we're talking again about the disappearance of 6-year-old Lilly and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan from Lansdowne Station, Pictou County, Nova Scotia, Canada. They were reported missing around 10 AM on May 2nd. How long they've been missing before they were reported is a big question mark for me. I talked about it yesterday. Is it possible that they were missing for at least 2 hours before the alarm was raised?
Have they been gone a long time? 0800.
If so, that gives them a decent head start, doesn't it? That's assuming that what happened to Lilly and Jack is what the mother and stepfather have said. That they walked out of the sliding glass door at the back of the trailer and wandered into the woods, or maybe were abducted. It's not what a lot of the social media chatter says, and certainly I'm getting a lot of comments on my videos. There's a whole lot of people think that something nefarious happened to these children. They were last in school on Tuesday, the 29th of April. Children were kept off Thursday and Friday because Lilly had a cough. I think there are a whole bunch of red flags here. We don't know if Lilly and Jack went missing on Friday. We've only got the parents' word for it, and quite frankly, the stories have been wholly inconsistent, and I really don't like that. The RCMP were asked to comment yesterday by Global News, and they did give a brief comment. So let's talk about it. So this is from yesterday afternoon my time. Police in Nova Scotia have remained tight-lipped for days since they announced a scaled-back search. They did 6 whole days and then they scaled it right back to concentrate on the investigative side of the search. Whenever anybody goes missing, especially children, under potentially suspicious circumstances, in the first week or so, there's a parallel investigation that goes on. It's the search. They're hoping that the kids have just wandered off and they are somewhere in the woods, scared, hungry, very tired, but they get found. And it is surprising. It always surprises me how far little kids can walk. Don't underestimate them. Don't. There was a recent case in Arizona where a little boy walked 7 miles and was rescued by a rancher's dog who spotted him and took him to safety. But that was in the desert. So yes, lots of hazards, mountain lions and things like that, but walkable. Right, the desert's way more walkable than in the woods. Unless there's trails all through those woods that Lilly and Jack know. Because, you know, we've heard from Daniel, the stepdad, that he takes them in the woods. They make cabins and little dens and forts and things like that. So maybe Lilly and Jack are really comfortable with the woods. And we've got to bear that in mind as well. On Facebook, the account Maritime Happenings posted this interesting little snippet. And this is about a 2-year-old who went missing just a couple of days ago in Alberta. That little kid was found a kilometre away, having walked for 8 hours in the darkness before being found. A kilometre, it's at 0.6 miles, so it doesn't sound very far, but for a 2-year-old in the dark, a very, very scary experience. So they say here, how fast can a 2-year-old child travel in the wilderness after dark? This 2-year-old in Alberta travelled a kilometre in 8 hours in the darkness before being found in the wee hours of today. Many were saying there is no way Jack and Lilly could have went very far. Fairview RCMP responded to a missing persons alert on May 11th at 10:24 p.m. of a 2-year-old who had wandered from their rural residence in Clear Hills County. They searched all through the night until Grand Prairie's search and rescue helicopter spotted the child. They had wandered 1 kilometre away from home and were found in good health. Yeah, but that kid was spotted. That kid was found. Jack and Lilly, 4 and 6 years old, they could have gone a few miles. If they had a 2-hour head start, which is possible, then if they'd walked along the road, They could easily have got out of the search area. But you would think that someone would have spotted them. If they were walking along the road, I think they would have been spotted. I do. One of my, I think, most probable scenarios is that they've tried to get to school. And I know a lot of people are saying this. That, Lily got a backpack. She kept coming in, trying to rouse her parents, and they were sleeping. Maybe Lily took it upon herself to get her and Jack ready, and they went. Maybe they waited for the bus. Maybe someone picked them up. I think it's really unlikely in that area, but it's always possible that there's a monster out there just completely by chance. Lots of people think that if they were abducted by someone they know. And it usually is, actually. When someone's abducted, it usually is someone that the family knows. Now, there's been lots of talk about a party that went on the night before because one of the neighbours said they'd seen a lot of cars. But there's always cars. There's always a lot of cars. So we don't know. It's completely unconfirmed whether there was a party or whether just someone visited. If there was a party, I'm hoping very strongly that the RCMP has spoken to every single person at that party. I'm not sure there was a party, though, honestly. I think before I could say, yeah, it's strongly possible that they were abducted by someone they knew, I'd need to know more about the people connected to the family. Now, there's some shady people who are connected to the family, but whether any of them have the proclivity to steal not one, but 2 children, I'm not sure. I'm not sure an abductor would abduct 2 children. I mean, look, it's happened before. Look at the Beaumont children in Australia. That's from a long time ago. 3 siblings there were abducted by one person. And they've never been found, and no one's ever been brought to justice for that. But that was an abduction, like somebody saw them with a man. That definitely was an abduction. Anyway, back to this article. I am waffling, I understand. So the RCMP had previously said the siblings were believed to have wandered away. They noted that there was no evidence of abduction, so it didn't qualify for an Amber Alert. After a lengthily, is that even a word? After a lengthy and wide search, where upwards of 160 people have been scouring the wooded area on land with search dogs, helicopters and drones, the RCMP said at a briefing on Wednesday, so this was last Wednesday, it was decided to scale back the search, saying the likelihood the children were in the area alive is very low. Based on the experts and the review of facts, the inclement weather, the time frames and their age, the likelihood that they're alive right now is very low, said RCMP Staff Sergeant Rob McCammon. However, since Wednesday, the RCMP have not said anything further about the case and no new details have surfaced, leaving many wondering what is next in the search. So, along with that very public search in the first few days, hoping to find the person or persons who are missing alive, there's an investigation. They start the investigation, which is potentially criminal. It could turn into a criminal investigation, but they start that interviews and looking for surveillance footage and things like that. Now, we do know that since the search has been scaled back, there have been RCMP officers still on the ground searching. They searched Lansdowne Lake. They've searched the property multiple times. A local noted that they were searching under the trailer the other day. I hope they've brought cadaver dogs in now. I'd like cadaver dogs to run all over that property, in the vehicles, everything. I don't know whether that has happened. There are so many red flags that I can't ignore. There is. Anyway, Global News reached out to the RCMP on Monday, so yesterday, 10 days since the children went missing, for an update. In an interview on Monday afternoon, Nova Scotia RCMP spokesperson Colonel Guy Tremblay said they have nothing new to add regarding the case. I know everyone's affected by it, and investigators continue their hard work, he said. Right now, I can't provide any additional details as I don't want to jeopardise the investigation, but as soon as we have an update, we will provide information to the public. The children's stepfather, Daniel Martel, said he and his family have been working closely with the RCMP to assist in their investigation. They've gone through the house, dogs, they've gone around the property with dogs, I've given them everything they wanted. I've given them my phone. I asked for a polygraph. Martel told Global News that his side of the family are the only ones at the search site after Lilly and Jack's mother left Pictou County last Saturday. So just a day after Lilly and Jack were reported missing. When reached by phone, the children's mother, Malaya Brooks-Murray, said she had been advised by RCMP not to speak with the media further. So she gave that one interview on the Saturday and then disappeared. There was allegedly a fight where Daniel's mother kicked Malaya's family off the property. Daniel, however, told Global News that she left the briefing on Saturday, went to an ambulance, and then he never saw her again. She left at that point. So when this fight happened, I just don't know. So many inconsistencies, really. The maternal grandmother, Cindy Murray, also spoke to Global News and said the family was hoping for a positive outcome, whatever that means. I assume it means the children being found safe and sound. What do I think happened? I think it's possible that they could have wandered into the woods, if they're familiar with those woods. It's clear those kids went out on their own, regardless of what the parents said. Daniel let the cat out of the bag by saying he tells them constantly to shut the door. Well, why would he tell them constantly to shut the door if they didn't go outside on their own? You can say they never go outside without supervision all you like, but if you're going out with them, you're going to shut the door, aren't you? So, anyhow, it is possible. It's possible that they're out there somewhere. So many people get missed, even if there's extensive searching. And it's very possible they could have got out of the search area before succumbing to the elements or whatever horrendous thing happened to them. Is it possible that they've been abducted? Yeah, it's always possible, but I don't know. It's a foul play. I can't shake my concern, honestly, and I felt this from the jump. What? I don't know. But both Malia and Daniel surely would be knowledgeable of it, in on it, if it had. They live in a very small trailer. But then again, Leilani Simon murdered Quinton Simon in the same room that her then partner Daniel, he was also called Daniel, was sleeping. So it's absolutely possible that a murder can take place silently. You suffocate them in their beds. Do I think something like that happened? No, I don't know. I honestly do not know. I do not know. All I can see is all of the red flags. And I'm sure the RCMP have seen everything that we've seen. They'll be in the Facebook groups. They watch social media. They've seen all the interviews. They'll be analysing everything that Daniel has said. And yeah, he can be helping RCMP. They'll keep him close. They'll be nice to him to gather information. They'll be doing the same with Malia as well. Like, she's not vocal. We don't know what on earth is going on with her. But they'll be doing the same to her. But unless they have probable cause, like something definite, rather than just red flags, which we all can see, they can't arrest. So, people are saying that arrests are imminent, and it's possible. It took them over a month though to arrest Leilani Simon. They knew that she put Quinton's body in a dumpster. They're in no rush. If they are developing a case against someone or someone's, they're in no rush. They know where these people are. So do I think arrests are imminent? I don't know what I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me that literally nothing happens. Look at Summer Wells. Look at all the red flags in her case. And almost 4 years later, Summer is still missing, with absolutely no solid information about what happened to her. This is the Canadian version of Summer Wells. Really sad. It's coming up 2 weeks now. Where are Jack and Lily? What happened to them? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Just sit. Good boy.